Welcome to the online workshop for how to navigate NU's career management platform, Handshake. In this workshop, we'll walk you through how to get into Handshake, as well as how to utilize Handshake as a student and an alumni in order to find jobs, access all the services that the Career Services Office has to offer, search for employers, as well as register for any events or workshops going on within the Career Services Department. To start with, you're going to want to navigate to nu.joinhandshake.com, nu.joinhandshake.com. That will bring you to this page. If you are an NU student with a nu.edu email address, you'll use the single sign-on button here in order to sign on. If you, and your account will already be in there for you. You'll be filling out a few questionnaire answers and things like that as you get in so that Handshake can get to know you a little bit better. That questionnaire will help to inform Handshake as how to navigate you towards jobs and internship possibilities that you might be interested in, as well as employers. So that helps give Handshake some information that can then assist you potentially in your job search. If you are an alumni or you need to create an account, you can create an account. And if you have any problems with that, you can reach out to us at careerservices@nu.edu. We have some specific instructions for you. If you're a one-to-one student or you don't have an nu.edu email address, you'll be using or log in using your Handshake credentials button. Once you are logged into the system, you will land on the main page. This is your Handshake main page. You can navigate anywhere you need to in Handshake from this page. I'll draw attention to a couple of particular things and walk you through some specifics of this. But on the main page, you'll have some things that Handshake will suggest to you. You'll have the link to our Career Center page within Handshake, which we'll go through because this is where a lot of our resources are available to you, including setting appointments, events that we're putting on, workshops, and different things like that will be accessed through this. Handshake will do some suggesting of things to you, whether that's career fairs, employers that are available to message that might match with you. And again, the more information you provide Handshake as far as the career interest survey that you fill out at the beginning, as well as the more you interact in the system, click on jobs, follow employers and things like that, the more relevant these particular pieces will become for you. It'll have recommendations based on your activity, which companies you might want to follow, a section for jobs that are expiring soon. This, again, is specific to my case. I'm interested in higher education, and so it's giving me additional job opportunities in areas that I am interested in. So again, this will be customized to your kind of profile, the information you give them. You can click the See More Jobs button under any of these to be able to view more occupations, and we'll go through the entire job system here in a moment. Specifically from the main page, I want to draw attention to up in this top corner where it'll either have your initials, or if you've put a picture in, it will have your avatar image. If you click here, it will allow you to navigate to several things that can be very helpful for you. If you click on My Profile, it will take you to your Handshake profile. And in this way, Handshake functions very similarly to a site like LinkedIn, where you can put essentially a lot of resume type information into Handshake. That will help it be able to populate stuff that matches with you. Employers also have the ability to search if you make your profile public. If the employers have the ability to search to find you based on the skills, qualities, and experiences that you have, but they won't have any of that unless you put it in here and then make your profile public. You'll notice that it gives you a profile completion here. So if you have things that you need to add, it will let you know which things you want to add. I'm at 85% because I just didn't put any projects in. If you get up to that 85%, your profile is pretty much there. It's basically complete. You could put in your education very much like you would in a site like LinkedIn. Here, you can change your settings, and we'll go into that in just a moment, but your profile can be changed from levels of visibility, whether it's visible to nobody, whether it's visible to just employers, or whether it's visible to all employers, students, and alumni. There's also some networking and connection features where you can network and connect with students and alumni as well through the system, so you can change your privacy settings in that. Again, this is pulling from kind of your interests and where you might want to be. That gets filled out in the interest survey, which I'll show you in a moment. You could put in your work and volunteer experience, just like you would kind of from your resume. It will tell you maybe students that you might want to connect with. And then it will also give you the opportunity to put in some skills. Again, very much like LinkedIn, you can also put in organizations, courses you've taken, and then projects that you've worked on. All of these things populate your profile to be able to help Handshake make matches for you on the job search board side of things, as well as employer events and different things that are going on. You can also manage documents, so you can upload a resume to the site to be able to use that when you're applying to different jobs that you might find through the site as well. So your profile is a good place to put additional information to allow your to become more searchable to employers within the system, as well as have kind of an online presence from the Handshake side of things, very much in the vein of a LinkedIn type of site. If you are saving any jobs, they'll be under the My Jobs profile. If you have any upcoming meetings, they'll be under the My Meetings profile. Your documents can all be managed from the My Documents section here. So if you have uploaded resumes, you can manage them here. The My Career Interest survey can be changed at any time. It will prompt you, as I mentioned, for this when you first sign into the system. But if you're looking to change this, if your objectives or what you're looking for in a job or internship changes, you can come in here and change all of these things, including the where you're interested in, the industries you're interested in, and different things like that to allow Handshake to better customize the experience to you, which is helpful when it's suggesting jobs and things like that. If you go down here to notification preferences, you'll be able to select a lot of different things here. I'd encourage you to read through some of this. It will kind of customize the Handshake experience for you. What type of notifications are you going to get from Handshakes? What type of emails are you going to get? Specifically, I will always come down here to jobs. Under jobs, this one right here, which is employer posts new jobs. And we'll go to the employer section towards the end of this workshop. What you can do is you can follow employers. If you are following an employer and you have this email function checked on, or any of these if you use the app on a mobile device, you will actually get an email if that employer posts a new job. This can be really handy because it will send you essentially an email if an employer you're looking for posts something new. You don't have to go and search every time for it. It will just tell you when an employer that you're interested in posts a new position. So that can be very helpful. The rest of these all, again, can be customized as far as how you want to use Handshake from a notification and email standpoint. If you feel like you're receiving too many emails from Handshake, you can come in here, turn some of this stuff off if you need to. All of that is very fully customizable as well. If you go to settings, you will notice a couple of important pieces of information. Right here, specifically in the privacy section, you'll be defaulted to private, and so the employers will not be able to search for you in the system. Once your profile is pretty complete and you've got it looking the way you want it, maybe you have a resume uploaded, probably you're going to want to at least change your privacy here to employers so that employers can find you. They can message you about job opportunities and find you in the system by searching for different skill sets and different experiences that you might have that match with opportunities that they have. So you probably want to do at least that. Most of the time, you might just want to set it for community to encourage more potential networking and interactions that you might have within the system. Again, you can get some detailed stuff and even sync your calendar if you need to as you are going about all of those things within the Handshake settings. That's everything that you can kind of navigate to from over here. Again, the most important pieces of that probably being the profile, making sure that My Career Interest is set up, and then any of those notification preferences that you want to customize. If we go back to the main page, you'll see that down here, there's a link to the National University Career Center page. That can also be accessed from right over here on the sidebar too at any time. But on the main page, it's right here in the center. If you click on this, this will give you access to all of our career services resources within the system. You can set up appointments to meet one-on-one with an advisor. If there's any surveys that we have, which we do occasionally have on here, you'll be prompted to take any surveys that we might have just to gain more information about how we can best serve you. You can view upcoming career fairs or upcoming events, including things like employer info sessions, workshops that we'll be putting on, and different things that we'll be doing within the Handshake system. You can also get our contact information or visit our website from here as well. Most importantly is the appointments section. When you click on appointments, it will take you through our appointments scheduling process. I have no upcoming appointments and neither have I had an appointment, but if I go to schedule a new appointment, we can see that you now will get to kind of choose through some prompts. You'll select what type of student you are from this list. Then you'll select what type of appointment you want. If you're not sure what type of appointment you want, you can go down here and just select career advising support. You can always, there's a box at the end, you'll be able to describe kind of the questions that you might have for us, just to best help us be able to assist you and know kind of what we should be thinking about before we head into that appointment with you. So again, you could pick any of our appointment types here. Let's say you wanted a resume review, you can click on resume and cover letter advising, and this will open up all of our calendars from our career advisor's standpoint. So today we have no appointments left, but if you click on, say, Friday, we'll see what appointment slots are open. And you can see each of our advisors has different appointment slots available for this particular appointment type, and the time, you'll see it listed. The time zone will default to your time zone, whatever your computer is set to. If it does not, make sure you adjust it to the appropriate time zone. But then everything within the system will adjust to your time zone. So you don't have to make any transfer or calculations about time zones. It will adjust to your time zone for you. And that transfers over onto our calendars as well correctly. So if you schedule an appointment, you can then be sure to get that appointment at the right time. So if I wanted an appointment for 11 o'clock with myself, I would select this. I would select whether I wanted that to be virtual or as a phone call. We almost always suggest that you do this virtually, because then we have capabilities like screen sharing and different things like that, so we can interact in a little bit more of a way that will be helpful, especially if it is a resume appointment or something where visual tools can be handy. Virtual is good. Phone call, though, is perfectly fine. Maybe if it's an introductory conversation or something that doesn't really require any screen sharing, we'll also take appointments via phone call. If you select virtual on Handshake, the entire appointment will take place in Handshake. There's a very Zoom-like virtual capability where we can screen share, have video and audio and all of that through the system. And then you can also tell us any sort of specific details that you want us to know ahead of the appointment. You are required to put something into this box. And so even if it's a resume review and you just type resume review in here, that's totally fine. But if you want to give us any more details, you can right here. Once you hit this request button, it will ask you to confirm the appointment, and it will send it out to our calendars so that it is reserved for you as an appointment. When you do that, you will also notice that it will show up in your section on appointments that you have. So if we navigate back here, once you've selected an appointment and confirmed it, it will show up right here under upcoming appointments. You'll also get email reminders from Handshake about those. This is where you would come to access that appointment as well when the time comes for it. If it is a virtual appointment through Handshake, you'll click here to be able to access that appointment, or on the link that's provided in the emails that Handshake sends you. That is the Career Center section of the Handshake platform. The scheduling an appointment is very simple. It's easy. You have access to all of the time slots. You can pick and choose the day and time that works best for you to work with any of our career advisors. So that's a pretty handy tool. Let's go to the jobs section. One of the primary functions of Handshake is that it functions as a job and internship board for students and alumni at National University. You can see that we have 18.5 thousand jobs currently in the system. That number is always in flux, but it's typically growing as we get more and more employers in the system and connected with us through Handshake. You'll be able to search through these jobs using any of the filters. Standard filters are located up here. Typically searching by keyword, you can search by location and see what the distance is from that location that you want to search through. So you can make adjustments based off of that. You can also search for on-site or remote. If you're looking for remote opportunities, you can select that, whether you're looking for full-time, internship, or part-time. And those are just the quick links. If you open up the all filters section, you can actually search by all of those and more. So if we were looking for an internship that was paid, and maybe we don't put anything else in there, but we were looking for maybe something on site, and we want it to be in the, let's say, accounting and auditing industry. Let's see what we come up with. And you can actually see right as we're going through it, it pops up with how many jobs based on the filters that you've selected, how many jobs are there. So if you see this number start to get really, really small, then maybe you've selected too many filters and you can back off a little bit and give a more broad search term. Or maybe that's what you're looking for. You need something very, very specific. You can see if they have anything for you. So even before you jump back into the actual job search portion of it, you can actually see very quickly how many jobs there are based on the filters that you're applying. So if we hit show results here, we'll be able to see the 144 jobs based on the filters that we set. In any given job posting, this is essentially what it will look like. Once you've clicked on it over here, which this one is selected, all of your postings are located here. So all of the postings based on your filters are in this list over here. So you can click on any of them and get all of the additional information for them. You get the company, what type of kind of industry that they are in, and then you get the title of the job that they are hiring for. You'll also have this save button, so you can save it for later. That then goes into this saved section up here, or again, if you're over here, it goes into the My Jobs section, so you can access that from several different locations if you're thinking about applying. It will tell you if you don't match some of their preferences based on what they've put into the system. That doesn't necessarily preclude you from applying to it, but it's something to maybe pay attention to. Right here, you will either see an apply button, which means you can apply right here in Handshake using the material that you have in Handshake, or you will see an apply externally, and it will link you out to their website or their applicant tracking system. Either of those works to get you to the application for a particular job. You get some at-a-glance information, including pay, as well as location, the details of the actual internship in this particular case. And then if you're looking at the job or internship description will be posted here in the main section. So what are the responsibilities? This section varies greatly based on employer. Different employers will put different amounts of information in the description section. And so you might glean lots or you might glean very little based on what the employer has put here. Again, you'll notice that down here, the save and apply button kind of hover around with you so you can select those at any time. If you're interested in the job and you're doing some quick searching and you just want to save a bunch of them, you can just hit that save button and come back later, or you can jump straight into an application. You can also jump down into more about the company itself, and we'll go into that section of Handshake here in just a moment. That gives you all the information about a posting and the way you can apply to it. Again, the filters are very useful for getting down to exactly what you're looking for, including geographic searching and things like that. So something to think about is how are you using those filters to execute on your job search, and how much do you want to kind of sift through on the side as far as the jobs that are in the pool. So I really enjoy the feature where it shows you how many jobs are going to show up even before you actually go back to it, because you can kind of adjust based on how many filters you're putting in to what that might look like from a search perspective here within the Handshake system. Next on the list is the events section of Handshake. Now, the event section will show you both workshops and things that are occurring within the National University Career Services Office itself, but it will also show you events that are happening with employers across the system wide. So you can see that Miami-Dade County Public Schools has an upcoming hiring event. There's a conference going on for the Columbia University Data Science group. Kroger has an opportunity scholarship coming up. Activision Blizzard has a conference or an info session coming up regarding information about jobs at Activision Blizzard. So you have lots of different potential opportunities. And then again, you'll see mixed in here are our upcoming workshops within our and career fairs within our department itself. So you get a nice blend of different employer events as well as events from career services. Again, all of this is searchable. You can save different ones. You can register for them right in here. So if you were to click on, for example, our next workshop on interviewing, you would be able to click here and you would be able to register for it. And it will then add that to your events list, and you'll be able to attend that and be registered for it and get all the information about how to attend as well. And that's true of any of the different events within the system, including employer events. You can search by employer, you can search by category and type of event. You can use the more filters button again to grab more potential things that are going on. Typically, the events list is a little bit more manageable than the jobs list, and so sometimes you could even just scroll through and see what might be of interest to you. The employer section of Handshake is another one of those sections that's really useful tool. You can quickly see that there are 914,000 employers in the system. That allows you to have a lot of research power in your job search to start to identify what type of employers do you want to be able to connect with and what do you want to do some research on or find different positions with. You can quickly run your filter based on employers that you follow. So if you hit this follow button right here, you can follow any employers that you're interested in. And again, that will tie back to when you were in that notification settings process. If you have it set so that employers you follow, you're getting emailed when they post a new job, you will be able to receive those once you've hit that follow button on the employer. You can use keyword and location searches to start to identify employers in your area or employers that you might want to be interested in connecting with. You can also search by employer size and industry. All of those can help you narrow down and maybe do some searching as to which type of companies might you be interested in working for. For the purposes of demonstration, Amazon has a very robust site. So I'm going to show you that one. Sometimes you'll find multiple results for a particular company. This is just because multiple people from that company maybe created a posting. I'm always looking for the one that has the kind of formal logo with the most reviews, more than likely. This is Amazon's formal one. So we'll go ahead and click on that to take a look at some of the information that you have access to as part of Handshake when you're looking at an employer. You'll notice right away that there's different places that you can navigate to, including an overview page. You can check out reviews. So this is a really handy tool right here. If you want to click on reviews, you can jump in and see what have other students or alumni that have interned or worked at Amazon, what do they say about the company? What do they like? What was different? What advice do they have for students who might be applying there? And again, this is by position, so you can start to look at what different types of positions, and you can even search for different job titles here based on the type of job that you might be looking for at that company, and are there any reviews for that? Similarly, under the interviews tab, you can also get information about types of interview questions you might be asked if you're applying to different positions at Amazon in this particular case. There's quite a few for big companies. There's maybe fewer for the smaller companies, but you can see for a software development engineering intern, here is a question that was asked. Here's the process. And you have quite a few of this to be able to pull from. Again, you can search by job titles to see if there's a particular job that you're interested in. Do they have any questions that have been responded to? So you get an idea of maybe what are some of the questions or what is the interview process like, so you can have that information going into your search. For any different company, you'll be able to click on the job section. You'll be able to see any jobs that they have active in the system right now. And again, once you click on this, it will take you back out to that jobs page where all the details are located as well. You can favorite them right from here, which is pretty nice. It also tells you if it's a new posting or not, so you know whether you've seen it before. It gives you some warnings about, in red, right, whether the application deadline is coming up very soon. Those are really handy little warnings as you're looking for different jobs. Do I need to work on this right now, or do I have a little bit of time to fill that out? From the overview page, there's a lot of information that you can access. There's going to be featured jobs, maybe highlighted reviews. Amazon has theirs built out with little videos that help kind of describe the company and talk about what they're all about. You've got links to their job boards, as well as the jobs they have posted. A little more about the company, questions that people have asked and answers that have been given, a list of students that might be of interest for you to connect with, students that have worked there that have been in the system before that you can then connect with as well from that standpoint of networking. Another really nice tool is that there is a public staff list. So each person has a different title that you'll want to pay attention to based on what industry or what type of job you're looking for, especially with a public staff list as large as the one Amazon has listed. But these are public staff, so they have volunteered that their information is public. You can actually reach out to them and contact them through this. So very handy to be able to potentially do a little bit of networking. If you're looking to be a packaging engineer, you can reach out to Chad, see if he's available to have a conversation about that. Again, if you're not sure who to reach out to, probably a recruiter or someone within the HR department is a good place to start as well. Some tips straight from Amazon to students that are interested in, or alumni that are interested in applying. Some Amazon in the news stuff. And that gives you a really good picture of what the employer section of Handshake looks like and how it could possibly be utilized. Again, if you hit this follow button, that will add them to your list of companies you're following, which can then inform Handshake as to the type of opportunities and companies you're interested in, but it can also inform you as to new jobs that are posted by them based on your notification settings. In the inbox here, this is where you will go if you have any messages straight from employers. So as you can see, employers will message you within the system, and you can then click on those and respond to those messages and actually have conversations in the system with employers that may be interested in looking at you for a potential opportunity that they have. So that's why getting your profile filled out becomes very important. It allows employers to be able to search for you once you've made your profile public, so that they can potentially seek you out while you're also working on seeking them out. And that helps with the job search process. Anytime you can take advantage of that part of it, it's always nice to have someone reaching out to you as part of the system. So that is definitely something that you may want to take advantage of as well in the Handshake system. That does it for our overview of how Handshake works and how you can take advantage of it. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at careerservices@nu.edu. We'll be happy to answer any of your questions. If you're having trouble getting access to the system, we can also help you through getting access and making sure you're signed in and have access to all of our services through here. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to working with you.